Good morning, children. Today again we are going to discuss letter of invitation. During the previous class, we talked about formal letter of invitation and informal letter of invitation. Formal and informal. And then I said, at times, even a note can be asked in the examination. Though for the last few years, this question is not coming in the board exam. So related to letter of invitation, formal and informal, yesterday we discussed about format, then we discussed about content, and then we discussed about expression. So format is same as of any letter of formal type. Now with regard to content, it will vary. So here in letter of invitation, quickly let us remind ourselves, when you are writing, the word limit is 50. Within 50 words you have to write. So content is very important. You have to write your invitation within the given word limit. So what will it contain? What, when, where, in what purpose, that is event or occasion, has to be written, when date and time will come, and where place will come. And thereafter at the end you will request the person to attend the function. And then the concluding line shall be seeking confirmation regarding availability of the person, so that it is confirmed from the other side that the guest you invited is coming. Otherwise, you will have to do the rearrangement. So I shared with you example also, and through the example I hope it was clear that what kind of content is to be written and how it should be written. Finally, I talked about expression. In expression, just 2 points I discussed: grammatical accuracy and coherence. Coherence, again I repeat, is the logical progression of the idea or the information that you say. As I said, today I shall be discussing about printed invitation. You see this page. Nearly half or little more than half has been covered. So now the space I am left with is this much. So assume that you are writing in the board exam and you are left with this much space. So normally the practice is, children do go on writing to fill up the page, but remember here, when you are taking a question which cannot be completed in the given space, especially in writing, so you should avoid that space, move on to the next page. Just put a line here and move on to the next page, because this printed card I would not be able to complete in this much space. So it is very bad practice that you write half the answer here in such answers and then complete the other half on the next page. So better avoid this page and move on to a fresh page. Take the full page. So I'm going to take a full page. Here it is. I shall be writing this on this blank sheet, full page, because this will allow you to consume the space that you want. In other short writing also, we advised that you take the full page, like notice writing, poster writing, classified writing. Do not break your answer half in the previous page, half in the next page. So let us see. As regards the value point, it is more or less same. What you write in formal letter of invitation, the same value point will come here. Like what, when, where, these things will be given here also. So only the presentation is going to change. Now here presentation plays a very important role. When you are designing a card, it should look like a card. Many children have the tendency of writing into paragraph. So that makes a very bad presentation with regard to printed invitation. So let us see. One sample I am going to discuss with you. Printed invitation. First, we will draw the box. By now, I hope you all remember what you were suggested. Draw the top line, draw the two side lines, and leave the bottom open. When when your answer is complete, then close the bottom line. So first here at the top, the name of the organization or the person who is writing the invite. Organization and or person. Sometimes your printed invitation is personal also, and sometimes you write this on behalf of the organization that you are working for. So it can be either. Suppose you are writing on behalf of the organization, for example, from your school. So DPS Panipat Refinery. Person, Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. Like this, you will start. Then you may use just a single word like requests. Now request or requests depends on the number of the person. Suppose it is a singular one, requests. Suppose it is plural one, request. For example, if I am writing on behalf of the school and I write at the top the principal, staff and students. So it is plural. So I will use request. When I am writing simply DPS Panipat Refinery, then it shall be requests. Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. So there are two persons. So you will write request. If it is simply Mr. Kumar, then it is requests. So there is bit of grammar also. So second line, just a word can be written, request. Then third line, these are all the connecting words. The pleasure, I'm giving you some connecting words. You can change it also. The pleasure of your, now the line is complete. Kind presence or benign presence. Benign presence. Benign presence. Mr. and Mrs. Kumar request the pleasure of your benign presence. Benign here means kind, benevolent. And then on the occasion, you will mention the occasion. On the occasion of, now here will come the name of the event. Name of event. Whatever event it is, so you will mention here. And thereafter, again the connecting word. So you see, in one sentence, the whole printed invitation is developing. Name of the event, for example, it is annual day. On the occasion of annual day of the school, and then date, time, place. Date, place. Okay, that is how you will arrange. And then let us stretch the line further. Then you will conclude it. You will write R S V P. You can give just contact number. You can write the name of the person also who has given the invitation, or designation of the person, or just a contact number. Your invitation is complete. So it is in one sentence. Name of the organization, request or requests, the pleasure of your benign presence on the occasion of, name of the event, whose event it is, then date, time, place. If there is any highlight, you can write in the highlight. If you are inviting any chief guest, suppose it is the annual day of the school, so I can give the chief guest also. Here I can mention so and so will be the chief guest of the function. If it is on behalf of any organization. If it is your personal invitation, then this line will not be needed. So I think it is clear now. I am just making out a sample invitation by putting the general words to complete this. So if you listen to it carefully, this will give you a draft in mind. I am writing on behalf of our school and it is annual day. So DPS Panipat Refinery requests the pleasure of your benign presence on the occasion of annual day function of a school. Date, time, place. Mr. ABC will be the chief guest of the function. RSVP, contact number. Your invitation is done. So it is so simple. So only a sentence has to be kept in mind. And these right words, these are very simple words I have given you, not difficult to remember. And then presentation. So presentation is purely your creativity. In one sentence you can write just a word. In one sentence you can write more than one word. How you are going to adjust the matter within the given box. So it is all up to you. So that is how invitation is complete. So let us see one solved example. Here is a solved example. Now this is a personal invitation. Somebody is writing the invitation for the marriage ceremony. So it is written on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Faiz Mazumdar. They are writing Mr. and Mrs. Faiz Mazumdar request the pleasure, they have written in one line, then line is broken, of your benign presence at the grand dinner on the auspicious occasion of the golden wedding anniversary of their grandparents at their residence. Address of the residence is given at 8:30 p.m. on 18 March 20 RSVP contact number is given. So see, in one sentence the whole invitation is done and it was so simple. So I am zooming it a bit further so that you see the content. Mr. and Mrs. Faiz Mazumdar request the pleasure of your benign presence at the grand dinner on the auspicious occasion of the golden wedding anniversary of their grandparents at their residence at 8:30 on 18 March, and then the year is given. and here on the left hand side RSVP and phone number is given. So it is so simple, and even the presentation is not very tricky, simple presentation. Then comes the font size of the information that you give. Now font size can be varied. For example, in the first sentence, if you see, the person is highlighted, then the occasion is highlighted. So likewise, you can also vary the font size to highlight the matter that you want to present. So it is all up to you. So it is very simple, and this can be a very good choice in your examination also. Alright, so this aspect is done, and then what is left now as the last part is reply of invitation, because you can be asked to give a reply of invitation also. Reply of invitation. Okay. Now reply is normally written in the letter form. Whether you have been invited formally or informally, you can give a reply in the letter form. When we discuss this question in the classroom situation, children say, why to write a reply on sheet? We can simply give a WhatsApp message or a phone call whether we are attending the function or not. Of course, that is fine, and this is what we do in present scenario, because we have other better medium of communication. But with regard to examination, we have to learn how to reply an invitation that we received. So what are the possibilities when you are writing the reply? Either you accept the invitation or you decline the invitation. When you accept, it is fine. It is just to confirm the person that you are attending the function. When you decline, you should give a reason also why you are not able to attend the function. And when you are declining, you should be polite, thankful, and with a reason you satisfy the person that you won't be able to attend the function, but you wanted to attend. You should not be rude, you should not be disrespectful. Okay? So language plays a very important role. So when you are writing a reply, it is also like a formal letter, the self-address, date, self-address, date, the receiver's address, salutation. Sometimes in the practice book you will find subject is also given. So subject is optional here in the reply. Even if you write, there is no issue. So better when you are giving formal reply, you can mention the subject. Then comes salutation. Dear sir or dear madam. And thereafter you give your reply. So reply has to be very short. So when you are replying, the first customary thing, it is a courtesy that you first thank the person. Write a word of thank for the invitation that was extended to you. Thereafter, in continuation, you can mention you are thanking for the invitation, occasion, and date. Occasion and date. If you are attending, you simply write a line that you are attending the function as per the schedule. You are happy to inform that you will be attending the function occasion as per the schedule. If you are not attending, then you will give a reason here. Reason that because of this reason you would not be able to attend the function. So start with thanks. In continuation, mention the occasion and date for which you were invited. If you are attending, just write a line of confirmation. If you are not attending, give a reason why you are not attending, and then at the end you can wish him a line of wish him all success for the function, and then conclude it. Complimentary close. Regards, yours sincerely or faithfully, depending on the relation. If it is formal, prefer to write faithfully and your name. Clear? So accept. When you are accepting, you simply write thank, occasion, date, and give a line of confirmation that you are attending. When you are declining, again start with thanks, occasion and date, give the reason, and then wish him good luck for the function, and then regards, you conclude the letter. That is how letter of invitation can be replied, in either acceptance or negation if you are not attending. So again let us see a sample example for the letter of acceptance first, and thereafter we'll look at the letter of decline. So first is the acceptance. Again I'm putting the camera on the matter so that you are able to see. First is the address, date, address of addressee, and then the content. Acceptance of invitation. Thanks for your invitation for a seminar on 1st June 2020 on fundamental rights of children and your concern for the underprivileged children. I would like to utilize this opportunity to share my participation with other like-minded enthusiasts and experts. I've gone word by word so that you understand, and then he gives a line of confirmation. So that is how he writes the letter of acceptance. Okay. Similarly, the letter of decline. So you will see here in the letter of decline, first he would write the address and then subject inability to accept the invitation. What he writes: thank you very much for inviting me to participate in a seminar on 1st June 2020 on fundamental rights of children. I feel honored and obliged. However, I shall not be able to accept your invitation due to some previous commitments which keep me confined to my place. This is the reason he has given. On that day, I convey my good wishes for the success of the event. And then he concludes the letter. So what we saw in the letter of acceptance, just a line of confirmation, and in the letter of decline, he gave a reason. that he shall not be able to accept the invitation due to some previous commitments on the given day. So that is how the reply was given. So it was very brief, very simple, to the point, and respectful. So choice of word is very important. So I hope you understood the complete set of letter of invitation, what we discussed, how to write formal letter, how to write informal letter, how to write printed card, and then how to give reply. So this is what the area of letter of invitation is. So this can be a very good choice in your board exam. If you get a question on this, you can certainly give an attempt, because you need to just remember one sentence and your letter is done. So it is better that you cram a standard sentence and use it time and again. Alright, I hope we are through with the topic. So now the next important thing is the advice. We often tell you that you practice, because without practice nobody can be champion. Although these questions carry little weightage, but every mark in the board exam matters. So practice. So we have given you two sets of practice questions. One with the previous class and one we are giving with this class. In the previous class we gave you questions on letter of invitation, and with this class we are giving you practice questions on reply of invitation. So take out your time and write the answers of all the questions in your notebook, and that will give you enough confidence to attempt the question without any fear, without any hesitation, without any doubt in the board exam. So I'm sure that you will get 4 and 4 if you write it correctly. Okay, so we have covered all short answer questions of writing section. Initially we discussed about notice writing, then we talked about classified writing, thereafter we talked about poster writing, and now this is the last topic, letter of invitation and reply of invitation. So all 4 topics have been covered. So whichever question you like to attend, now you have the choice. This is it for the class. Take care of yourselves, remain healthy, remain cheerful, and keep yourself busy and active. Exercise, play in house itself, do not move out, do not risk your health, and study by making a timetable. Devote at least 1 hour for English also. That will give you enough preparation for the examinations. Thank you very much for the class, and during the next class we will again take a new topic. Till then, goodbye. Thank you very much.